Hey there. You've reached Luna Dental. This is Riley speaking. I'm here to help you book your next appointment and keep that smile looking absolutely fabulous. What can I do for you today?
Hey Riley, I've got some tooth pain and your clinic popped up on Google Maps. Can I come in maybe on the 21st of August?
No worries. We'll figure this out. I'll arrange for a checkup for you to see what's going on. Now let's start with your preferred date. You mentioned August 21st. What time works best for you that day?
Let's keep it in the morning. What's the earliest spot you got?
The clinic's operating hours start at 9 a.m. on Mondays to Thursdays. Let me check if we have a slot at 9 a.m. on Monday, August 21st. One moment. Got it. Let me confirm your appointment for 9 a.m. on Monday, August 21st. Could you please give me your first name, phone number, and email address to complete the booking?
All right, so my name is Saed, Saed, and my phone number is 1234, and my email is s@gmail.com.
Thanks, Seth. Let me just confirm those details. Your first name is Saed. Your phone number is 1234. And email is s@gmail.com. Did I get that right?
Yes. Also, can you tell me a joke? Not feeling really great. No, humor helps.
Sure thing. All right. Why did the dentist become a baseball coach? He knew the drill. So just to confirm your appointment again at 9 a.m. August 21st. Arrive 10-15 minutes early and bring your ID.
Thanks, Riley. You're super polite for a robot.
You're welcome. Take care. And we'll see you on August 20th.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Have a great day ahead. Bye.
Okay, so as you guys saw that, her name is Luna. She's my dental booking AI bot. You can set this up for basically any business out there in less than half an hour. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it step by step, and I'll even give you the exact prompt and automation I've been using to spin these up real quick. All right, so all you really need to do is just copy and paste this on any no-code platform or any voice platform. Personally, before building any AI automation or agent, I like to break it down in detail just so I can understand like the outcome I'm trying to achieve out of it. So what we're building today is an AI booking system that steps in just like a receptionist or a virtual assistant would, picking up leads the moment they reach out to your business or to your client's business. If you're an AI agency owner, it's gonna ask the right questions, book them in straight to your calendar, live on the spot. And this isn't just gonna be a bot spitting out random words. It can actually go back and forth like a real human would, who's an expert to lock something in. So as you can see here, we are trying to mimic the characteristics and features of a human receptionist or a virtual assistant. So some of the features a human assistant might have is it can answer calls, it can capture leads, can have a casual chat, ask the right questions, qualifies the leads, right? It books live on the spot, syncs to a calendar, it's time zone aware, and it can go back and forth like a real human would. So if we have all of these features dialed in into our AI agent, we can mimic an actual human and replace them because they have the same features behind the scenes of an AI voice agent, which is very important. I would even say that it's crucial. Now, I know this might look like overwhelming, but trust me, guys, it's very simple. I tried my best to simplify it. So if you want to build or optimize like these systems yourself, when you know like each and every single step and how it works, from capturing audio, converting it to text, processing it with AI, and then turning it back to speech, you can identify where delays or errors might occur and make like smarter decisions about what to tweak to make the AI agent better. For example, if you notice slow response times, you'll know whether to focus on speeding up the speech to text, the AI reasoning model, or the text to speech components. And this knowledge empowers you to create smoother, more natural, and more like effective voice experiences for your clients. So it's a very simple 4-step process. In order for step 1 to activate, you need a trigger. A trigger is someone calling the dental clinic. So when a trigger is activated, someone picks up their phone and calls the clinic. Step 1 of our AI system activates. The user speaks into their phone or device. Their voice is captured as an audio file. Call up a clinic and you ask it for something, it's gonna be captured as an audio file. It could be .mp3 or .wave. Step 1 converts it to an mp3 file. So we have an mp3 file here. It moves on to step 2. We're gonna take this mp3 file, put it in step 2, which is the speech to text or STT. AI doesn't understand sound, it needs text. So whatever you said, AI doesn't understand. The audio is sent to an STT system. Let's say that you said, hi, I want to book an appointment. It converts it to, the STT converts it to, hi, I want to book an appointment .txt. We took the MP3 file, we put it into the STT system, and we got a .txt file. So we have a TXT file here. It's gonna move on to step 3, which is an AI reasoning model. This is passed to a large language model, right? So the AI reasoning model is a part of the LLM or large language models like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Grok. The TXT file, after it's been sent to the LLM, the model has instructions, aka prompts. Now, of course, if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you know what a prompt is. It's like a set of instructions. You instruct the LLM to do certain things, to say it in a certain way. So the prompt that we gave it is, you are a friendly dental receptionist helping book appointments. Now, the AI analyzes the text and generates a response also as text, because the AI doesn't understand audio, it only understands words, understands text. It's going to respond by saying, of course, what day and time would you prefer? Going back to the TXT file, it went through step 3, and then the result that we got from step 3 is also a TXT file. After we get the TXT file of the response of our agent, it's going to go to step 4, which is the opposite of STT. It's TTS, text to speech. In order to hear whatever the AI responded with, we need to listen to it, right? So it's going to give us a .mp3 file again in order to hear it. So the TXT goes to the TTS, text to speech. Now the AI needs to talk back. TTS takes the AI's text and converts it to a realistic voice audio file, again, .mp3 or .wave. Example audio, hello, this is Sarah from the dental clinic. Now guys, in the past, just give me a second. What's that? In the past, this whole process from speech to text, reasoning, text back to speech used to take around 2 to 3 seconds per response. While it doesn't sound like a lot, let's say that you're talking to a human and like in order for them to respond to whatever you ask them to, they just sit there and stare at you for like 3 seconds before they respond. Let's say that you ask me, what's your name? And I sit there for 3 seconds staring at you, giving you a death stare. Hi, my name is Saed. It sounds very awkward. It sounds very robotic. It doesn't look like a human. Now, the delays in this process can happen at any point. It might be the SCT taking too long. Maybe the AI reasoning model is being slow. Maybe ChatGPT, if you're using ChatGPT as an LLM, they might have a new update. So during that update, for example, it has some technical stuff going on, so it's going to be slower than usual, or the TTS is lagging, or even the user interface, which is Vapi in our case, has small delays. However, because we have recent advancements in AI models and better infrastructures, we've been able to bring these response times down to around 0.2, 0.7 seconds. So for example, if you ask me again, what's your name? It won't have that huge delay, which is actually fast enough to hold a smooth human-like conversation without the awkward pauses. So now you guys understand what's really happening behind the scenes from voice to text, AI reasoning, and back to voice. Let me show you how it's actually done in practice. All right, so first of all, we're gonna go to vapi.ai. So just open the website, like sign up, create an account, sign up by Google, go here, continue. It's gonna take like a second to load up everything. This is the onboarding section, so I would just select anything like business user, agency. Let's go to overview. Basically, this section talks about, it's basically like a summary of whatever's going on inside of your Vapi account. So if you have like multiple businesses and multiple voice agents inside of one account, you can select, for example, right over here, the one we saw right now, we can see the number of calls, the average duration of a call, the total cost of the AI assistant, average cost, and the success of them. It's going to update in a second after we start using our assistant. All right, so moving on to the assistants tab, this is where all the magic happens right here. First of all, you have the model, which is step 3, the reasoning model. All right. So the model here, as you can see, it's OpenAI or ChatGPT. You have Google Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, basically an LLM. All right. So also you can select which version do you want. So they have GPT-5, which is the newest one made by OpenAI. Oh, it's not active yet. Okay, so as you can see, the first message mode is basically after you call, does the assistant speak first, or the assistant waits for you to speak first, or the assistant speaks first with model generated message. So the model generated message, the first message right here will change. So if you call the dental clinic, it's going to say, thank you for calling, wellness partners, this is Riley, your scheduling assistant, how may I help you today? This is the first message, all right? Moving on to the prompt, as you can see, it's structured in a specific way. We're going to talk about it in a second. Moving on, the files. This is where we put our knowledge base. I'm going to explain what's a knowledge base in a second. And now voice configuration, the provider is Vapi and the voice is Elliot, right? So you can have multiple different voices. It's basically the voice you hear, like the human sounding voice. We can use Vapi, or you can use 11 Labs. There are many voice providers right here, but I'm going to stick with Vapi actually. So I'm going to select Kylie. She's 23 years old. She's a female. She has an American accent. I mean, that's cool. Now, moving on to the additional configuration, you don't need to change like anything about this. Just forget about it. The transcriber. So remember, guys, this is what transcribes the audio to text. So the provider right here is DeepGram. There are a lot of transcribers, right? But I'm going to stick with DeepGram for now. You can play around with any of these and see which one works best for you. I'm going to stick with DeepGram. Now, one of the most important things we're going to work on today is the tools. So imagine having a surgeon and he's been studying medicine for like 7 years, but he does not have the right tools to work on a surgery. So will he be able to perform the surgery without having the tools he needs at that moment? No, he won't be able to. The tools give our assistant the right tools for it to function. So I think you don't need to worry about anything else. It's just this that we talked about right now. Now, when it comes to cost, this is the cost per minute of your AI assistant. Now you can increase it and decrease it based on what you pick from. As you can see here, we have Vapi. It's the hosting. It's going to cost 0.05 per minute. Then you have the transcriber, which is DeepGram. DeepGram is really cheap, to be honest. Now, the most amount of money will be spent on the model. GPT costs 0.07, and Vapi again for, I think it was the voice. Yeah, the voice. It costs 0.022. Now, latency, we also need to decrease it. The more we can decrease the cost and latency, the better result we are going to get. Now, for the latency, it's basically, remember when I told you guys that the AI model might speak in a way which is awkward or like have some pauses, takes like 2 to 3 seconds for it to respond. This is what latency is. It basically is a delay between the two separate parties, right? So if we can bring the latency down, the AI system will respond in a smoother, more human-like way. Now for workflows, you don't need to really worry about it. Tools, we're gonna do that in a minute. Files is basically where you put your knowledge base in, and a phone number, all right? So for this example, we won't create a phone number, but you can create a phone number. Even Vapi gives you a free one. You can use Twilio, depending on your country. So let's say that you have a business in the United States, right? So you're going to create a number for it on Twilio and then add it and then use that number for the business. So it's going to have like a separate number. So as you can see here, you have API keys, and yeah, you don't need to worry about anything else. Now going back to the assistants, I will delete this. Delete it. So let's create an assistant. I'll keep it as a blank template. I'll keep the name as Riley. Right? As you can see here, we have pre-built templates. As you can see, we have an information collector, right? And you can read the description. Customer support specialist. Like Vapi really made it very simple for you guys to start. So we're gonna create the blank template with Riley. Create assistant. We'll keep it as assistant speaks first. And for the first message, we're gonna delete this. Delete that. So as you can see here, there's a publish button. This is basically save. It's basically saving whatever you did. So I recommend you guys pressing publish whenever you finish a step, so nothing gets lost and you have to repeat the whole process again. All right, so let's start with the prompt and the knowledge base. So I'm gonna go here. So I've prepared a file for the knowledge base, Luna Dental Clinic. So the knowledge base basically has all the information of the business. So as you can see, Luna Dental is a trusted community-focused dental clinic located in Dubai, UAE, dedicated to providing exceptional dental care in a warm, welcoming, modern environment. You get the point. It's basically the introduction of the dental clinic. Now about it, it has the exact location, the year it was founded, the type of clinic, it does cosmetics, family general. Philosophy, it's honest, high quality, comfortable care. It focuses on adults, children, families, expats, and locals. Core values, mission. As you can see, it just has every single thing about it, every single piece of information. Now, one important thing you have to make sure when you create your knowledge base is that you put in your operating hours. So for our example right here, it's from Monday to Thursday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. On a Friday, it's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on a Sunday, it's closed. So when a customer calls in, it doesn't book him on a day where the clinic is closed. So it's basically just a piece of information for the AI system to use. As you can see, it has also instructions before visiting, new patients, 15 minutes early, paperwork, returning patients, 10 minutes early, what to bring, Emirates ID, passport, insurance card, list of medications. Also, you can add what insurance companies can be accepted. So what I want you guys to do is just copy and paste this knowledge base the way it's structured, and just go to ChatGPT and ask it to replace all of the information with your information. So just take the company's website or your client's business website and give it to ChatGPT, and it will automatically replace all the data for you, and just download the file and put it inside of Vapi. So after we check everything is there, of course you can ask your client if he needs any information inside of the knowledge base. Of course you can update it. So we're gonna go to File, Downloads, I'm gonna go to PDF. All right, so going back to Vapi, I'm gonna go to Select Files, add a new file. All right, so we're gonna select it. You can see our file is selected. Press on Publish. Now it's saved. Now we're gonna move on to the first message and the system prompt, right? So we're gonna just open this prompt right here that I've prepared. As you can see, there's an initial greeting, start with a cheerful tone. So you can basically just tell the AI how to speak, what way to speak in, what accent to use. Use the Luna Dental Clinic knowledge base to answer any service-related questions. So we offer three main things: dental checkups, cosmetics. So as you can see, guys, this is the prompt. As we talked about it, it's just a set of instructions. Just gonna copy this, copy it, and paste it right here. All right, and for the first message, like I've already created one. So you can just copy and paste whatever I do right here. Wait, give me a second. So, hey there, you've reached Luna Dental. This is Luna speaking. I'm here to help you book your next appointment. Keep that smile looking absolutely fabulous. What can I help you with? You get the point. When someone calls in Luna Dental, it's gonna say this first, and then it's gonna say it in a cheerful tone because it was instructed to using the prompt. And if the customer asks for anything, it's gonna go to the knowledge base to get that information for him, right? So this is the first section is complete. And we forgot to press on publish. For the test, I recommend doing it on the chat. You want just to test the AI system, so I can say hi, test it without calling it, like having to hear the first message every single time just to test a simple thing. You can just chat with the assistant and ask it whatever you want, like, can I book an appointment? Of course, happy to book you an appointment. Could you tell me what type of appointment? You get the point, right? Now, will it actually book an appointment right now? No. We need to add tools for it to actually work. So moving on to the tools section, we're going to create a new tool and we're going to create a custom tool. All right, now before creating this tool, let me explain something to you guys real quick. We're going to create two tools today. So the first one is going to go and check for availability. So if you have an appointment which is already booked at 5 p.m., the way for the AI system to check if the appointment is booked or not booked is by using a tool made for checking the availability of the booking time. So the first one is going to check, right? After it checks, it's going to book the appointment. So the second tool is for booking. The first one checks, the second one books. If the first one checks and the spot is already taken, it's going to respond to the customer by saying, oh, sorry, this spot is already taken. Would you like to schedule for the next available time? And it's going to check again for the next and nearest available time. This is why tools are so useful. For the tool name, we're going to put it as check availability because it checks the availability for the customer. For the description, this tool receives the caller's preferred date and time, then checks Google Calendar to see if a 30-minute session is available at that slot. Now, don't select any of these, just go straight to the parameters and add a property. We're going to call this booking date and time. All right. For the description, okay, this is the caller's preferred date and time. Okay. So, and you're going to select required. What this basically does, it makes sure that the AI system takes in the data that has been provided by the customer. So it's required to ask for the booking date and time for it to proceed. Now, I'm going to press on apply. Now for the server URL, we have to go to make.com and get it from there, right? So we open a new tab. We're going to go to make.com. All right. So we're going to sign in with Google like we did on Vapi. All right. So guys, this is like a brand new account. I specifically made this account and the Vapi account brand new just so I can show you guys what is it like to have a fresh start, because I believe most of you are still learning on these platforms. So in make.com, right, we have a dashboard. Basically shows you the exact same thing we talked about in the dashboard of Vapi. How many operations, active scenarios, data transfer, how many megabytes, all that good stuff. It's basically a summary, all right? Now, what I recommend you guys do is upgrade to the Pro. It's only $16. And it's more than enough if you're running an AI agency as well. $16 is enough. Now for the scenarios, this is where we are going to create our automation, and AI agents is just a new feature. Templates or basic templates you can like practice on when you first like want to get started with Make. So you can practice on all of these actually. Yeah, and that's about it. API keys, webhooks. So we're gonna go to scenarios. We're gonna create a new scenario, right? Build from scratch. We don't need a template. First of all, we're gonna create a webhook and a custom one. So custom webhook triggers when webhook receives data. Now, remember when I told you guys, in order for the first step to start, it needs a trigger, right? So this is what basically triggers it, and it receives data for it to work. So this is triggered, right? Then it goes to Vapi, and everything starts from there. All right, so we're going to create a webhook. We're going to call it Vapi AI agent. Save this, and now it's going to give you a link, right? You're going to copy the link, you're going to go to Vapi and paste it over there. So when someone calls, it will basically trigger this, and it will go to Vapi, and it's going to go to this tool that we have created, and then it's going to go to Google Calendar and check for availability. So this is how everything works. Back to building. I'm going to save this. Now we have to send back to Vapi. All right, so we're going to use webhook response or return webhook, and you have to return things in JSON format. And Vapi requires a specific format for it to work. So we will go to this website. It's called Vapi tools structure. So I'm gonna click the first link. It's called custom tools. I'm gonna scroll down to, wait, see which one. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. We're gonna copy this. Right? You just have to copy it. Go back to make and paste it over here. Now we will replace the tool call ID. All right, and for us to get it, we need to fail once. We need to screw up once. We need to replace the tool call ID and the result. So we're gonna save this and go back to Vapi. Right, we're gonna go to assistants, go to tools, and press on the tool we have just created. All right, check this. Press on publish. Going back to the model. We're gonna test it using the chat. Actually, we're gonna ask it. Wait, I forgot to do something. We got to run it. All right, so I'm gonna run once. I'm gonna go press on chat. Hi, can I book an appointment tomorrow? Sure. What time tomorrow works best for you? 5 p.m. Now, as you can see, guys, checking for availability, tool response, no result returned. It seems like we don't have availability at 5 p.m. Now, testing this, it actually worked. Our webhook works, and the response webhook works as well. That's a good sign, all right? So going back to make.com, you can see 2 check marks. So the message we got is tool calls 1. Yeah, as you can see, we got the tool call ID. Now press on the response webhook, all right, and just delete this. Delete this one as well. And go to this section, tool calls. And as you can see, we have the ID right here. Just gonna drag and drop it. And for the result, we're just gonna type in free from 2 p.m. to like 5 p.m. All right. Now just save it. All right. So as you guys saw, everything works perfectly. So we will just add the Google Calendar. Right, so just type in Google Calendar and go to get free/busy information. Right. Now I'm gonna add it right here. I'm gonna connect it. Give me a second. Let me just separate these. Yeah, now it looks more cleaner. Press on it. Create a connection. Sign in with Google. Just sign in with your account or your client's account. All right. Now it's successfully connected. Just press on save just in case. Oh, it won't actually let us save. Check this. Save anyway. Okay. So we want to configure this. So for the calendar section, we're just gonna add a calendar. We need a map. Yeah. As you can see, guys, the primary calendar. Save it. Save anyway. All right, now, so for the minimum time, we're gonna add hours first. So let me just put this and just add a 0 over here. Right, 0. And in this bracket, you're gonna go to tool calls and you're gonna go down to booking date and time, basically the tool we have just created. So we're just gonna add this right here. And for the maximum time, we're just gonna add some days. Gonna add days right here. And after we add the days function, we're gonna add the hours function like we did in the beginning. Set hours, we're gonna put it right. So as you can see, it's gonna add a date and then set an hour. Now between these 2 brackets, just add 1, and in between these, right, just add a 0. Right, press on save. Open it again. Now in between these 2 brackets, just go to tool calls, open it up, function, open the function, and then open the arguments, and we're gonna add the same tool. Be precise. Now we just need to add one more module, which is a JSON module. We need to add the transform to JSON just to make sure. So it's going to return the response and make sure that it's JSON and transforms it to JSON for returning to the Google Calendar and then to our web. So press on the JSON and select. I don't think we have it right here. So let me run this module only. It's both empty. Okay, no, it's not from here. Right. Let me run this module. 8 2025. Give me an error. The operation failed. Map function add days from. All right, guys. After spending like 2 minutes trying to figure out what the issue was, turns out to be a very silly mistake. First of all, we need just to add this in between the 0 and 1. Make sure everything's working. All right, and then press on save. Now we need to. Let me try to run it again. On this module, add. Gonna add this. All right, and as you can see, guys, it successfully worked. It finally worked after having multiple errors. Finally figured it out. So when creating these automations, you have to be careful when you're trying to put these together, because a simple dash or space could ruin the whole entire thing. Now, for everyone who programs, all right, you know, when you're like having a long session of programming and like you press a dot by mistake or add an extra letter and your whole entire thing is ruined right now. And you need to go figure it out and see what mistakes you have done. So just a simple dot could ruin everything. So as you can see, guys, we finally fixed it. Now going back to the JSON, I'm gonna add this. And as you can see under calendars, there is your email, just add it and save it. Now let me test it out. It works, everything works. So for the check availability, it's gonna check, all right, and see when's the nearest available time to book an appointment. So we will go and test it again on Vapi.ai. And with these automations, what I encourage you guys to do is just test every single step once you finish it, just to make sure like everything runs smoothly. You don't want to be in the spot where like you finish your automation and then an error occurs and now you're just trying to figure out where the error is. Just test out each and every single step and fix it right there on the spot, like I did over there. It took me like 2 minutes to figure out what the issue was. If you face a problem in life, you have to fix it right there on the spot. If you wait, it's just gonna get worse. I'm gonna go to make, run once, wait for new data, go to the chat function and like book me in 4 p.m. Yeah, as you can see, free from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. Great news, we have availability at 4 p.m. on September. So as you can see, it asks us for our first name, phone number, country code, and an email address. Our check availability works. Now, what we needed to do is, again, this is so messy. This is so messy. So first of all, we check the availability, responded with, yeah, there is an available time. Now, it's going to go to the second tool, which we're going to create right now, and actually book it inside of the calendar, going from checking to booking. So again, I'm going to go to Vapi, I'm going to go to tools, I'm going to create a tool, custom tool, and we will call it book appointment. Okay, so save that. And for the description, this function takes the caller's first name, email, phone number, and the booking date and time, and then books an appointment in the Google Calendar. Save this, just skip these, and we will go to the parameters. I'm going to add a property name, going to be patient name, and keep it as string. Now for the description, it's going to be, this is the name of the patient, and it's going to be required because we actually need the name of the patient to successfully book him in. So press on apply. Now we're going to add a second parameter. All right, so second one is going to be the patient's email, the name, patient email. This is the email of the patient, and it's going to be required. Apply. I'm going to add a third parameter, and it's going to be the patient's phone number. Now for the description, it's going to be, this is the phone number of the patient, and again, press on required. One last parameter is going to be the patient's date and time. So patient date and time, and this is date and time the patient has requested to book an appointment for, and it's also going to be required. So apply this, then save it. Now for the server URL, I'm going to go to make, let me just open another tab, and we will actually create a new scenario for it to create the booking. All right, so scenarios, and create a new scenario. Let me save this. Make sure to save everything, guys. You know how many projects I have finished and then I shut down my PC and like wasn't saved. That shit hurts, I swear to God. All right, so I'm gonna add a custom webhook again. Create a webhook. Now we'll call it the same name as the tool name so I don't get confused. And create a webhook name, book appointment, save, copy the link, go back to server URL, paste it in, and save. Now again, we need this scenario to fail, right, in order to get the functions, right? So as you can see, we have no functions. We'll go here, go to webhooks, hook response. We're gonna, let me just copy and paste this, copy, go here, paste, and press on save. Right now, I'm just gonna go back to make and run it. We actually need to run both. Just give me a second. Run once, wait, run this as well. And back here, just select book me in. Just confirm, blah, blah, blah. Keep time in mind, 4 p.m. All right. First name, phone number, Saed, 1234, s@gmail.com. Give it some random information just to process it. Yes. All right. Your appointment is successfully booked. Now let's check it here. Received data. All right. We check message, tool calls, ID. Right. That's perfect. Now we just need to add the Google Calendar for it to book in. All right. So press on the Google Calendar And this time we're gonna create an event. So press on create event and put this right here, connect automatically, detected because we've already signed in. Now keep this as it is, calendar ID, the primary one. Event name is gonna be booking. All right, so keep this at no. Start date, I'm gonna put in this date, right? And for the end date, just leave it empty. For the duration, empty, just save that. So let's test this out. Now let's run this. Wait for new data, run this, right? So we create a new chat, book me in, this date, all right. It's gonna, what time would you prefer on September? Again, 4 p.m. Right, can I have your first name? Saed, 1234 s@gmail.com. Continue. Okay. I would need a valid phone number with a country code. Oh, that's interesting, right? 711234. Let's try this. All right, so as you can see, we have no result returned. So let's check. I believe there's an error. Right, this runs perfectly. This has an error. Let's see what's the error. Right, missing end time. So let's add an end time. I think be on the 15th. Save. Let's run this. All right, now it works. So let's run it, run once, wait for new data. Let's run this as well, sorry. Now, chat. Hi, book me in. 4 p.m. All right, first name, Saed, plus 971 1234. For the email, s@gmail.com. All right, it booked us in successfully. Now, everything checks out. Everything checks out. That's a good sign. Now, go to the calendar. Calendar. Right, let me just check. It booked us in 14th. All right, as you can see, guys, it booked us in successfully. You can easily connect Vapi and make other tools that businesses already use, like Google Calendar, as you guys saw. Once you create an event, it can automatically send an invite, so it appears on their calendar, just like yours. But by now, you have successfully understood the basics of creating a strong booking agent. The technology we have right now, especially with the release of GPT-5, is more than good enough for real business utility. So my advice is start building these flows and automations, even if you don't need them yet. Get comfortable with voice agents and set up the system so that when opportunities come, when models get better and businesses are demanding them more, you'll be ahead of everyone and you'll deliver. I've had a lot of fun walking you through this. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, just drop them down below. Write in the comments if you want me to make a video about a specific tool or topic. And of course, like and subscribe and do all of the YouTube things to help me reach more people. And yeah, see you in the next one.